We are back. The morning mental, the one you didn't think you were going to get. You know, I want to wish all of you all a grand rising. If you missed part one, it is now available on this page for a short time. But we're back on the morning mental because apparently the spirit of fear is in the house and hasn't been given a proper welcome. The spirit of fear has showed up and we haven't introduced them correctly. The spirit of fear is back, and they're like an ex that you know you have no business hanging out with, but they do some things for you that you really don't want nobody to know because you're not supposed to be doing it with them. So you let them in. The spirit of fear causes you to lose your eyesight, especially your third eyesight. Your pineal gland shuts down. The spirit of fear producing adrenochrome, which is rumored to make you look young. That's what the spirit of fear does. The spirit of fear has made you forget that there's someone in the center of all of this that started all small and it's gotten massive. It's gotten huge. It's no longer the pink baby elephant in the room. It is the big elephant in the room. Don't nobody want to look at it. They turned around facing the wall. I'm talking about Breonna Taylor. That is the pink elephant in the room. Everything else is smoke and mirrors and bullshit. And the spirit of fear has you in the corner, facing the corner, with your hands behind your back, handcuffed, with duct tape around your mouth, with a blindfold on, because they don't want you to see the pink elephant in the room. Because the owner of the pink elephant, the person who's looking for the pink elephant, is the black nation. The united black nation owns that elephant. And they don't want you to come looking for the elephant. No. Matter of fact, they've convinced you that the elephant's not there. Yeah. Let's talk about this paint on the wall instead. Yeah. And when the black nation shows up to claim the elephant that is theirs, the spirit of fear is the person that's saying, don't you open that door. Don't. Because see, there's other people in the room with you that are not members of the black nation. There are members in the room who have abused the pink elephant. They have oppressed that pink elephant. Yes, they have. Y'all need to call somebody and let them know we back on the air. You know they don't give no alerts over here on Instagram. Instagram is as racist as they come. Okay? But they've gotten a little better. They don't cut us off every 3 minutes like they used to when the truth started getting throwed out. Grand rising to all of my people. But you're going to have to let some folks know that we back on the air. Morning mental. I wasn't going to do it, but y'all made me do it. So here we go. Breonna Taylor. I'm going to keep saying it because it needs to be focused on. This is not about me. This is not about any other clowns that are talking right now, clout chasing. This is not about the people who are having a love affair with the spirit of fear. This is not about who's working together and who's not. This is not about the paid FBI informant that we found. This is not about scared people who think that they're finally going to get what's coming to them after all these years. This is not about any of that. This is about Breonna Taylor. That's all this is about, and that's all we should be focused on. But, like I said before, y'all don't want to break up with the spirit of fear. I don't know. I don't have a relationship, so maybe I should ask, what's the secret? What do you get out of it? I'm just not built like that. I'm not. Speaking of being built like that, I've been accused of being everything from an agent of the U.S. government. Ooh, even though I'm doing everything contrary to what the U.S. government would even. The U.S. government doesn't form alliances internationally with other like-minded black organizations that are concerned with the liberation of our people, maybe the creation of an ethno-state, the reestablishment of the black civilization, the reestablishment of our own trade, the reestablishment of us as an independent nation with the seat at the United Nations. I don't think a U.S. agent would do those things. A U.S. agent also would not assemble law-abiding, gun-owning black citizens who've had just about enough of this shit up in here into an organization that is capable of defending itself. No, I don't think an agent would do that. I think that someone who would be opposed to that, someone who would doubt that, who would say that trying to do your own thing is stupid. We've been slaves for so long. Why don't you enjoy being a slave? Don't you like buying all your shit from our slave owners? Don't you like letting our slave owners write the laws? Don't you like it? We like it. What are you talking about? Somebody say, talk black, man. So they don't want me, you, or anybody else to disturb their comfortable captivity. Would you stop it? I like it here in the master's house. And even if they got to go to massa, y'all already know what massa do. Massa know that you like money. Even though the money's based on nothing. They stole your gold a long time ago. But I give you some paper if you go and attack your own kind. Then again, we have a few other folks that came to the party. I told you the spirit of fear, he don't travel alone. He brought a few of his friends. That's why I said some of you all are having an orgy. And children, y'all don't need to know about that. I don't care what they tell you. But some of you grown folks are having an orgy with who the people that the spirit of fear brought. You see, the spirit of fear brought his old friends jealousy. Oh, y'all know jealousy. Jealousy, just like, I don't want to have it. I don't like it. When everybody else know you should. Because you didn't do it. Okay? And then there's those who have the spirit of envy. Envy. I want what you got. I want that. There are people out here who don't want what you have. They don't want you to have it. That's when envy and jealousy hang out together. Then you throw fear on top of it. Now you got some people who are motivated to attack their own people because the truth is that they're envious and they're jealous and they're afraid. That is a dangerous place to be. And then on top of that, I forgot to tell y'all who drove them over there. Greed. Y'all know greed. Yeah, greed is the one that had y'all fighting over toilet paper in the supermarket. Not because you was going to come down with a sudden case of diarrhea in the middle of a pandemic, but you was just being greedy when you know other people needed that shit. At the end of the day, we're not going to be able to move forward as a nation, people. We can stop talking about unity when we are displaying to the world how ununified we are. I know there are people sitting in other countries that follow me faithfully that say, look at what these people are doing in America. They finally getting themselves together. They're finally standing up to oppression. They're finally letting their voices be heard. They're finally putting their money where their mouth is. They're putting the bullets where the bombs and the guns is. They ready to do it. We love it. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. What is this? What is this? That's what they're saying about you. You see this shit? You see this? I'm dealing with so many organizations in other countries that are solid, united. Meanwhile, back over here in the United States, I can see that the ADOS are acting just like ADOS. You see, a lot of you all like to wear that title. I am an ADOS. I'm an African descendant of slavery. Really? A lot of us are African descendants of slavery, but some of you all are just descendants enslaved. So somebody come up with a name for that. We can call you the DEs. Oh, it's the descendants enslaved. There they come. DEs. Y'all type it out. DEs. If you see somebody say, bro, you ain't number the DE. What? I'm an ADOS, but you're a DE. Yeah. You're a descendant enslaved. That means you're still there mentally. So let's break up this orgy. Breonna Taylor. The summer of 2020. Do you all realize that this is the summer of 2020? And in the last 2 months, 3 historical things have happened, all from this one place. Now that it's about to go to an entirely new level. Here come the master. Scared, ooh. And here come the DEs, ooh. Y'all love the movie Django so much, Unchained. And you can pick out the characters in this story right here. So who would I be? I'm going to be a little transparent right now because I can. Because before I could not, but I can. You see, Breonna Taylor I needed an answer. You know, I saw everything else that was going on, but I didn't see anybody really giving the Breonna case any real attention. I saw the people in Louisville doing what they could, trying to raise hell and riot and do what they could in a city that is so racially segregated. And don't get me wrong, it's old school, that they could only do so much. Okay. I mean, that's the state of Kentucky. This is not Chicago. This is not, New York. This is not a major metropolitan city. They did what they could. But nobody was really giving them their due attention that everyone else was getting about this case. And the more I looked at it, the more I began to realize that, well, it looked like they was moving on it, but then everything stopped. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the cop got fired. Okay. That's it? Breonna Taylor. So I made it the mission of the NFAC that we would get a resolution for Breonna. And Breonna is going to probably not going to rest until we address the pink elephant in the room. So I would like to thank all of you all who went down to Louisville that have protested so far. And you know who you are. To all the people who got locked up and they came up with these charges out of the blue. Amazing they could come up with those charges so quickly. And so I want to thank you all for what you've done. Now, hold on a second. We got guests. It's not the Ghetto Ducks. You know who it is. Thank you. The appropriate way to address a situation like this is, number one, stop talking to third parties. Talk to someone who's actually involved. And then if there's an answer to be gotten, someone go and ask the question. Don't threaten. It's called being diplomatic. Every war that's been fought in this country, by this country, because there's no war except a civil war that happened in this country. Every war, there's always a meeting of the minds to determine if the war is going to keep going or if it's going to be over. World War II ended with the They had a summit on the ship to sign a peace treaty, surrender, all that good stuff. Someone always has to sit down to discuss how we're going to resolve this. Protesting is fine. It raises awareness. But when you are trying to get a resolution, you must be able to do two things, my people. And I'm teaching this morning, so I hope someone's learning something. The first thing is you have to have someone who knows how to have a dialogue with the individuals that you're seeking a resolution from. But you also have to have the second part, which is more important. You have to have the fo up in here. You have to have the ability to enforce your position. You see, y'all went down there with signs and rainbows, but you couldn't enforce what you wanted, so they treated you any kind of way. But when you show up with guns and the possibility that you may use them, you have a way to enforce your position. And they respect that, because any warrior knows that you always respect the other army. You never underestimate your enemy, ever. No matter what they may say to try. You can try to belittle your enemy. Mm-hmm. You can make jokes about your enemy. Mm-hmm. You can point out flaws in your enemy. Mm-hmm. You can do all of those things, but the one thing you should never do is underestimate your opposition. I know I don't. I don't know why y'all did. So this week, we engaged in dialogue, the NFAC did, directly with the Attorney General's office of the state of Kentucky. We also engaged in the mayor's office of the state of Louisville, the city of Louisville. And we also engaged in dialogue with the police and also with certain activist groups on the ground who actually are the folks that have to live there. We opened up a dialogue with all of them to get to the heart of what is going on in Louisville. Not so much what are you going to do about Breonna, who is our focus, but what's going on? What's the holdup? What are we doing here? Because remember, perception is reality. And the perception to the rest of the world is that you just don't give a shit. And that this woman died for nothing, and this is our perception, because Louisville, that's what we were seeing. So if you keep telling us, hold up, then how about you show me what the hold up is about? Through a series of conversations and looking at a lot of things that should have happened that didn't happen, it became very apparent to me that there's a bigger problem than what we know. And I will be fair and say this without violating any agreements, that I did ask for transparency. You all just need to be transparent with the public about all of this, and they'll step back. But if you continue to ignore them and act like nothing's happening, then you're agitating the situation, and it's going to explode in your face. And then you're going to find out that this small town 20 years ago, just shuffling along lifestyle that y'all enjoy, you're going to get invaded by the world. And they're not moving at this slow pace. We got enough things going on right now that we dealing with. So no, y'all got to be transparent about this one. Just tell them what the fuck is going on. That's all. We're not stupid. But we talked about it before. The spirit of fear will show up. And it doesn't care. The spirit of fear, it doesn't discriminate. Color makes no difference to the spirit of fear. So when things happen and people know who may show up about that pink elephant, the spirit of fear visits them too. And so now we get into this situation where we need an answer, yes, And we're talking, yes, but we still need to reinforce our position. We still have to show you that we're serious, that we're not just asking to be asking, that we need you to understand that we want an answer, or we want transparency, or we want someone in handcuffs when it comes to the issue of our lost Nubian sister, our untimely demised black sister, Breonna Taylor. You got to do something. So we're going to have to make sure that you understand how serious this is. And now that I see that the spirit of fear is fast at work, trying to create distractions, trying to throw rumor. They're using fear against you again, people. Don't you all realize that that's the reason we went up Stone Mountain, was to address an issue that was all about fear? Yeah, but y'all went up there and there was nobody there. I wonder why. Because we came to address it. Stop talking like we went to an empty park. They evacuated the park. They closed the park when we got there. They got those people out of there when they saw our response to the threat that was made against us. The spirit of fear is being used against you again, because we are moving to a resolution on Breonna Taylor. And what we're doing is setting an example that if you want answers going forward, people, this is how you get the answer. Y'all acting like y'all never seen the movie Malcolm X, where Malcolm went up in there and went down to the police station about Brother Johnson. And when he went in about Brother Johnson, he said, look at here, Brother Johnson need to go to the hospital. And they said, no. He said, well, I advise you to look out that window. Brother Johnson got expeditiously, in the words of T.I., to the hospital. And when they left, they said that's too much power for one black man to have. And it's sad, because there's a lot of y'all that think just like that. That's too much influence for one black man to have, even if he's doing it to save his race. That's too much power for one black man to have, even if he's never collected one dime and is not getting paid to do this. That's too much power for one man to have. Even when he's out there trying to find out things that people are taking your money but not giving you answers about. But that's too much power for one man to have. Why? Because he just might open the door for us to address the bigger pink elephants in the room. You see, he over there playing with the doorknob. He over there trying to pick the lock. And a lot of y'all are looking at him and you're talking about, look at his pants, look at his shoes, look at his haircut, where he come from, how long he been here, what's happening? Instead of realizing that he needs some help opening the door, some help. So since y'all want to play like that, I'm going to play like this. Effective today, and spread the word if you have it. If you have submitted your email information to info@blacknfac.com. If you sent your email to us, even before when you sent it just to my DM, you are now approved as members of the NFAC. The vetting, stop it. Everyone that we have your email, you are now a member of the NFAC. I am doing a vocal authorization of everyone, all of those people we've had on hold. You are now officially a member of the NFAC. If you have not submitted, don't submit now. We know who these are. They'll be in our database. Y'all want to play like that? Let me make my next announcement. I don't believe that we have this many cowards in our ranks. I do not believe that there are this many people in America who are so infected with the spirit of fear. So now I'm going to show you my opposition. What happens when your own words comes back to haunt you. Y'all remember in the Bible, the slave master's Bible. You know the story they teach you about Moses? Remember the very last plague that got visited on Egypt? It came from the Pharaoh's mouth. He pronounced the last plague on Egypt. So let me pronounce what you've already pronounced, but I'm going to pronounce it to my people. If you can get yourself to Louisville and you are in the proper uniform, then you will stand with us in this formation. And that invitation is to the entire Black nation. I didn't make that up. You did. Now comes the next piece. I told you, we're not stupid. The address that has been floated around in the press is a decoy. It is not where we're going to gather. Even the press told you that. Because we know some of y'all are so hateful that you would scheme and try to find a way to set us up. So lottie-dottie everybody, that ain't where we gonna be. I'll give you the location right before we do it. Those of you all who will be in Louisville, you stay tuned, because you're not going to know where to go till I tell you where to go. I told y'all, you ain't never dealt with a brother like me before, and I'm no product of the government. I'm a product of 400 years of enslavement. I'm the product of 246 years of slavery. I'm the product of the failure of Reconstruction. I'm the product of Jim Crow. I'm the product of the crack era. I'm the product of police brutality. I'm the product of the institutionalized discrimination. I'm the product of over-incarceration. I'm the product of a fucked up education. I'm the product of all of those things. This is what you have birthed. And now I'm trying to get my people free, and my own people turning against me. Now y'all understand why they had to kill half the people or half the Black people in Haiti for them to be free. This is why you're witnessing it. And to all the children that are seeing what the grown-ups are doing, I want you to remember this when you get older, that you bore witness to what happened, how your own people turned on each other when when someone was trying to do was get them free once and for all. We're going to have to kill some of our own people, and it's going to be my pleasure. Trust and believe. Because I'm about my people. I love my people. I never told y'all nothing different. And anyone who's ever heard that knows you can't destroy me with a soundbite. All you're going to do is put yourself on the hit list. Ain't nobody asked you to get free. You can stay here if you want to. So, let me clear up one last thing. We ain't partnered with nobody. Don't play a soundbite, but you ain't never came to a fact or feelings. Don't play a soundbite, and you ain't never sat through a whole morning mental like people are doing right now. In other words, what's the street lingo? Miss me with that bullshit. There ain't none punk about this brother at all. And I don't need our people to be punk right now. So I'm going to say it again because I know somebody just tuned in. If you have submitted your email already to request membership in the NFAC, you are now a member. If you didn't get a rejection email from us, something that we found that was really fucked up, don't even worry about it. Everybody who want to be in is in now. You're all now members. We're going to shut this down right now. And if you are an ADOS and not a DE, if you are an ADOS and not a DE, and if you don't know what a DE is, go back and look at the beginning of my video. See, my videos are lessons. You can't rip a page out the book and tell somebody about the book. And I'm disgusted. So my Black people, if you are not having a relationship with the spirit of fear, if you're not on the FBI payroll, if you are not one of those people who's sitting around talking about, he gonna get us all killed, you're gonna die anyway. Now, if y'all haven't noticed, they slept on us in Brunswick. They ignored us at Stone Mountain. But they are blowing the horn about us in Louisville. And I want to say some good things about Louisville right now. Louisville, they've done nothing but roll out the red carpet for us. That city is literally rolling out the red carpet. They don't want no trouble. And I'm not just speaking about the government. I'm speaking about the people. Those people are so happy that we're coming, that they setting up after parties and all kind of stuff. This is not a war zone. They know that they finally gonna get an answer to something that's always happening to them. And the city is rolling out the red carpet for us. Y'all don't seem to get it. They're not doing it because we work with them. They're doing it because they don't want to have to oppose a formidable enemy. Nobody wants that shit. But when you're ready to reinforce your position, you get treated with dignity. We are being treated as U.S. citizens, not subjects of arrest. Let me say it again. We're being treated as U.S. citizens, not subjects of arrest. And when you've been criminalized for so long, when someone has brought you down to such a level that you look at your fellow brothers and sisters as criminals, you're quick to assume that he a criminal. He doing something wrong. He's shady. Don't trust him. Do you hear yourself? Sad to say, and I wasn't going to say this, but I got to say it. They truly have reversed our roles. They have, fellas. Because I see more men acting like little bitches. And I see more women acting like men in this whole situation. It's not the women that are coming out doing all of this backstab and caustic behavior. It's the men. It's not the women are the ones that I'm not, and fellas that's down with the cause. I feel you, but I'm telling you what I see. I see more women stand the post, ready to rock. I'm a soldier. Let's go. This is some bullshit. That could have been my daughter. I'm seeing women step up. Jay, fuck what they saying. We let's go. I'm hearing that from the women. Half the bruh, let's get it. Let's get it popping. Okay, we down. We with the mission. But the other half of y'all acting like a bunch of bitches. Y'all acting like women. And the shit is blowing my mind. I don't know what happened to you when you was a kid. I don't know what happened to you. Maybe you was the one that when we did the Icky Bicky Soda Pop, Icky Bicky Boo, Icky Bicky Soda Pop, out goes you. Maybe you was the one that kept getting skipped over. Y'all remember that? Remember the one guy that didn't nobody want him on the team? Somebody had to take him. Remember that? They had to take him. See, kids, y'all don't remember those days. We do. Remember that? Maybe that's who you are. I don't know. Or maybe you got picked on. Or maybe you grew up looking funny. I don't know what your problem is, but when you see someone else doing what you always wanted to do, when you see someone else finally stand up when you've been just talking about standing up, when you see someone speaking to oppression when all you've done is make money off of telling stories of the oppression, when you've done those things but haven't done anything, you get angry. And so you start having a relationship with fear. And then here comes jealousy. And here comes envy. And now here comes the action behind it. Those people aren't faithful to you. They will leave you in a minute because what they're doing, folks, is taking your focus off of Breonna Taylor. Not to mention the sight of thousands of black people organized and armed, walking into a major metropolitan city peacefully to get an answer is the epitome of black unity. And no one wants to see that. So you got some folks that are trying to scare you from doing it. You got another group of folks that think they're just going to start shooting at you and that'll break it up. Then you got some other folks that are saying things like, well, there's something we ought to be able to do, but you didn't do anything when the white militia did that. You didn't do anything when the white militia parades around in front of the law with their weapons. You don't do anything, and yet you claim you're not racist. And then some of you, and this is the funny part. This is the part that really, okay, here come the comedy. Here come the comedy. I'm on my morning mental. Here's the part that really trips me out, people. The part that trips me out is the white folks realized how serious it was. So they extended an olive branch to us. And I just told you about the olive branch. And immediately, oh, he's joining up with them. Oh, no, I didn't reach out to these motherfuckers. They reached out to me. Talking about we want to apologize because we're not these guys. You called us out at Stony Mountain. No, we're against the government. I can't tell y'all where to be. But I quoted Malcolm, and some of you corny motherfuckers act like you didn't hear what I said. Malcolm X said it. You remember Malcolm X used to be Malcolm Little? Yeah, Malcolm did a bunch of shit too before he became Malcolm X. Malcolm X did more shit than I even thought about doing. But Malcolm X became Malcolm X. And he said, you can help us, but you cannot join us. And if anybody knows anything about this brother, I never go against the teachings of Brother Malcolm. It's a lot of spirits in here, y'all. Yeah, it's a lot of spirits in here. The spirit of Malcolm is in here. The spirit of Martin is in here. Huey, Stokely, they up in here. H. Rap Brown, they up in here. Yeah, Garvey's in here too. He said, what's happening? You know, it's like the movie Sybil. Y'all don't remember Sybil? Sybil was a woman that had 16 different personalities, verified, clinical case. They made a movie about it. Sybil was something else. I feel like Sybil because there's a lot of people in here. Harriet said, what's happening, y'all? He said, what's happening, sisters? There's a lot of us in here, ancestors in here. And we have to come back to talk to you, to let you know this is your time. So this is not something just for the NFAC. This is for the Black nation. You want to stand in this formation? I just opened the door to you. Let me reiterate on this live. Y'all seen the media broke it down for you real cool. You saw how the media broke it down? Yeah. Black boots, black pants, black button-down shirt, black mask, shotgun, semi-automatic or rifle. Got a pistol? Put it in your thigh holster or put it under your shoulder holster. Make sure you got some ammo. If you got a rifle, put it on a sling. Got a semi-automatic? Got to be on a sling. The papers broke it down real nice. They are letting everybody know that we're coming because the world is about to see what we look like when we're unified. And some people don't want that shit to happen because the moment it happened, it changes the whole game. All of a sudden, people can't keep taking corporate donations talking about, we're trying to advance colored people. You've been taking money all these years and we ain't been advanced at all. We ain't even called colored no more. So how have you advanced? It look like we advanced around you. Then we got some other folks out here, everybody collecting money except NFAC. Yet NFAC is walking. So I'm opening up 5,000 on the ground. We did 1,500 last time. This is much bigger. If you missed it last time, this is your chance to not miss it again. And let me share something with y'all. For those, oh, you're going to get us all killed. The city of Louisville, along with the state of Georgia, because there's two separate offices, are going to put a buffer around us. No one is going to interact with anyone. These counter protesters, as they call themselves, anyone who you won't even get near us. We won't get near you. They've already made that decision. We've already discussed that. So for all you scary Negroes who think that someone's going to get killed, or if you think that you're going to start World War III, it won't happen. Because the way that this is set up, we will not be anywhere near them and they won't be anywhere near us. You see, I told you once before, there's no need to think. Everything has already been thought out. And for you people who just can't figure it out, sooner or later, somebody was going to learn from all of your mistakes and do it the right way. Just because our shit ain't fucked up, don't think that we must be working with them because when we do stuff, it's all fucked up. No, we watched you. We watched you for a long time and we watched every mistake you made. And we say, we're not going to do that. Check. Well, we're not going to do that. Check. Well, we're not going to do that. Check. But you go ahead. Keep your spooky ass over there. The summer of 2020 will record the rise of the NFAC as a global organization, and we are. Oh, there it is again. We're doing things that you've never seen before. And because you've never seen it before, you're scared. Because guess what? It's getting to the point where we may not need you anymore to do what we need to do. And that scares the shit out of some black people. And it terrifies white people. Everybody else, y'all in the middle, get in where you fit in. So I wasn't even going to do a morning mental until I realized that everything we're talking about is taking away from Breonna Taylor. This is what this is about. Y'all focusing on the wrong shit. This is not about me. This is not about that asshole who made some comment that really surprised me because I had never done nothing to this dude. But that's cool. An asshole will identify themselves. This is not about that. This is not about who we aligned with. You know what I'm saying? I told you, I got strong alliances with the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. Big shout out to Babu. I got strong alliances with the Black Riders. Big shout out to General Taco. I got strong alliances with the Fred Hampton Gun Club. Big shout out to my man Talib. I got alliances with the Justice League. Big shout out Bobby Worthy. Y'all don't see what we're doing. We're unifying. We're unifying. This is not about just walking around with guns. The reason a shot hasn't been fired, the reason y'all ain't seen no action, because no one has opposed us yet. I really don't understand y'all sometimes. So, make sure you are in Louisville this Saturday, 12 p.m., location to be announced. Yes, the other one was a decoy to prevent our opposition from planning anything. If you have submitted your email to info@blacknfac.com as of 12 o'clock, was it last night? Last night, you are now officially a member. You didn't receive an email response. That means you got in. Get in uniform. Get yourselves together. And remember, we just found out we had an FBI informant, paid one, in our ranks that tried to do serious damage to this organization. I'm not going to out that person on this live, but my members who are involved with this particular individual knows who it is. But this is the depths they'll go through. Oh, don't think I'm not seeing what's going on. I'm watching all of the scare tactics they're using on you. Because if we wasn't doing the right thing, would they try to stop us? If I wasn't sitting over here telling the truth, would they try to go and find out everything in my past like they don't have a past? Dude, you used to be a pimp. How you gonna call somebody out? You used to abuse women for a living, and now he's just pimping y'all another way. Please. Yes, we've had informants, and we've caught them. So this is not a game, people. They wanted to make America great again. They mean rolling shit back to 1966. Well, we right back in 1966 again. Only this time we learned from our lessons. Have you? So y'all need to get with the program and stop being scared and meet us in Louisville and show them that we are a united. Come on out here and support your brothers and sisters, not us, the brothers and sisters of Louisville. Oh, yes, we had a call last night. Let me talk about it real quick. Everybody was on the call. Every agency, every activist group, everyone was on the call in Louisville, from the NAACP to the Action Network. There were a few young folks that were on there with their own organizations. I have to shout out my man, LeBron Lachey. Brother, I salute you for what y'all doing down there. Y'all got everybody. We all on one accord. They listen. Black folks, they don't want you to know the truth about what's really happening. Did you watch the news articles? Did you see the response from the governor's office, from the state attorney general's office, from the mayor's office, from the sheriff's department, what they have said about us? That they know that we are nonviolent, that we're not coming to start anything. We come in to get an answer. Did you see what they're saying? So you can keep on buying into this scary shit if you want to. And all you scared white folks out there that think that you're just going to come down there and get into a running shootout with us, you're going to end up shooting it out with your own people first. That's how important this is for them to go right. We're coming for one reason and one reason only. Breonna Taylor. Because nobody has given this young lady the attention that it needs. And it's getting the attention. It has my attention. And since it has my attention, the Not Fucking Around Coalition is coming to Louisville to get an answer that we can tell to the people. So you don't have to feel like they don't give a shit no more. I can tell you from my conversations, things are a lot more complicated than they're telling you, and I've asked for transparency. I want you all to keep Breonna in your thoughts, because this is what we should stay focused on and not let people sidetrack you. But if they can sidetrack you, that means you were never on board to start with. And I thank them for not only exposing themselves, but now they're exposing you, because you're having a relationship with fear. I opened up the invitation to the Black nation. Let's see who really is about that life. And I know I'm getting all the emails, I'm getting all the notes right now from people who are telling me why they can't be there. And they're good reasons. And I salute you for being forthwith and honest. But to all of you all who are on here talking about, yeah, let's rock and all of this, that, and the third. Well, you might not get a chance to rock, but you will have a chance to show up. Because after this, we're all going to be able to look at you and say, but you won't dare. Even when it became, look, guys, this is going to be, this is our moment. And a lot of y'all are trying to fuck it up. And I can't let that happen, because Breonna Taylor still doesn't have anybody in custody yet. And it's as if they don't care. Like she died for nothing. And I keep seeing people type, y'all got to protect this man at all costs. Well, they tried to kill me in Georgia. Y'all didn't let that happen. But yet you'll let your spirit of fear let me walk into an ambush. Because fear is not an option here. So y'all remember to record that when you write the book. That I showed no fear. And in spite of what some people think are insurmountable odds, or someone said it was a death trap, that I've told you this once and I'll say it again. I would rather give my life in the fight for the liberation of my people than to waste it being scared in a comfortable captivity. And on that note, I bid you a shalom. I hope I don't have to come back and talk to you again. Stay focused and stop feeding into the bullshit. We'll deal with that later. But for right now, I need you in Louisville. Everybody in uniform. One voice, one color, one nation. All praises to the Most High. Shalom.